Today, we're looking at last stands so legendary they sound fictional, but they're not. These are deaths that turned men into myths. 1. The warrior monk, who died standing 12th century Japan. Kyoto sleeps under a moonlit sky. Temples rise above the city, and monks move quietly through the streets. But one monk stands out, dramatically. He's enormous, nearly 6.5 feet tall, built like a fortress, and carrying a massive pole weapon, a naginata, more suited for war than prayer. His name is Benkei, and he is not out seeking enlightenment. He's hunting. Benkei is a warrior monk, a Sohei, trained in combat and hardened by years of fighting. Over time, he developed a deep resentment toward the samurai class. He saw them as arrogant, corrupt, unworthy. So he made it his mission to humble them, one duel at a time. He began challenging samurai across Japan, defeating them and collecting their swords as trophies. His goal? 1,000 blades. By this night, he has 999. He needs one more. Near Gojo Shrine, he hears the soft sound of a flute drifting through the dark. Following the music, he finds a slender young samurai, graceful, calm, almost delicate. At the man's waist rests a beautiful gilded katana. Perfect. Benkei challenges him immediately. The samurai accepts without hesitation. They walk to Gojo Bridge, weapons drawn. Benkei attacks first, confident as ever. Seconds later, he's on the ground, defeated. The smaller samurai spares his life and simply walks away. For the first time in his quest, Benkei feels something unfamiliar. Not pain, not fear, humiliation. Days later, still burning with frustration, Benkei tracks the samurai down at Kiyomizu Temple and demands a rematch. He loses again. This time, he kneels. He abandons his pride and swears loyalty to the man who defeated him. Minamoto no Yoshitsune, of the powerful Minamoto clan. From that moment forward, Benkei becomes his shadow. They fight together in the Genpei War against the rival Taira clan. After years of bloodshed, the Minamoto clan emerges victorious. Yoshitsune's half-brother, Minamoto no Yoritomo, becomes shogun. But peace creates new enemies. Jealousy festers. Yoshitsune becomes a political threat. Soon, the brothers are at war with each other. Hunted and betrayed, Yoshitsune and Benkei flee. They eventually find refuge with another clan until that protection collapses under pressure. On June 15th, 1189, they are surrounded, outnumbered 5-1. Yoshitsune knows it's over. He tells Benkei he will commit seppuku to preserve his honor. He needs time. Benkei nods. He walks to the narrow bridge leading into the castle, the only entrance, and plants himself there, alone. Wave after wave of enemy soldiers charge him. They fall, again, and again, and again. Some legends say he killed hundreds. Eventually, the attackers hesitate. No one wants to be next. So archers step forward. Arrows strike Benkei's chest. He does not move. More arrows, still standing. His body becomes a forest of shafts, yet he remains upright, silent, terrifying. Minutes pass. Finally, soldiers cautiously approach, and only then do they realize he is already dead. Benkei had positioned himself to remain standing even after death, so his enemies would fear crossing the bridge. Because of that delay, Yoshitsune completed his ritual. Benkei died as he lived, unmoving, loyal, unbreakable. 2. The admiral who refused to lose, late 16th century Korea. Political corruption is rampant. The military is weak. Peace has made leadership soft. Then Japan unifies under Toyotomi Hideyoshi and immediately looks outward for conquest. In 1592, Japanese forces invade Korea in massive numbers. Cities fall rapidly. The Korean army collapses. The navy, even worse. 2 admirals panic and scuttle their own fleets to avoid fighting. But one man refuses to run. His name is Yi Sun-sin. Ironically, the political elite despise him because he's competent. Earlier in his career, rivals falsely accused him of treason. He was imprisoned and tortured, twice, yet he returned to service. Now, with just 34 ships, Yi sails directly toward the invading Japanese fleet. The Japanese specialize in boarding actions and close combat. Yi specializes in annihilation from a distance. His ships, including armored turtle ships, are floating fortresses armed with cannons. In weeks, he sinks over 200 enemy vessels. No losses. Battle after battle, he wins while outnumbered. Eventually, jealous officials remove him again and replace him with a far less capable commander. The result? Disaster. The Korean Navy is destroyed. The king, realizing his catastrophic mistake, reinstates Yi. He now has only 13 ships remaining. 13 against over 300 Japanese vessels. At the Battle of Myeongyang, Yi uses narrow straits and tidal currents to neutralize the enemy's numbers. He sinks dozens of ships, again, without losing one. Later, as Japanese forces retreat after Hideyoshi's death, Yi leads one final naval battle. Victory is within reach. Then a musket ball strikes him beneath the arm. He knows it's fatal. He turns to his son and says, "The battle is at its height. Do not announce my death." They hide his body. The drums continue. The fleet fights on, unaware their commander is gone. The Japanese are driven from Korea. Yi dies below deck, undefeated in every battle he ever fought. 3. The dentist who became a machine gun, World War II. The Pacific Theater. Chaos. Captain Ben L. Salomon was not a frontline soldier. He was a dentist, drafted into the U.S. Army in 1940. By 1944, he was serving as a regimental dental officer during the Battle of Saipan. When the battalion surgeon was wounded, Salomon volunteered to replace him. On July 7, 1944, thousands of Japanese soldiers launched a final banzai charge. Salomon's aid station filled instantly with wounded. Then the enemy broke through. He grabbed a rifle. He shot an attacker outside the tent. 2 more rushed in. He killed them. More followed. He fought with rifle, bayonet, and bare hands. Realizing the wounded wouldn't survive if the line collapsed, he ordered his medics to evacuate. He would stay behind. He moved to a machine gun position where the crew had been killed. He opened fire, relentlessly. When American forces later retook the area, they found Salomon slumped over the weapon. In front of him lay 98 enemy soldiers. His body contained dozens of bullet wounds and bayonet injuries. He fought until physically incapable of continuing. For decades, he was denied the Medal of Honor due to technical rules regarding medical personnel bearing arms. In 2002, nearly 60 years later, he was finally awarded it. Legends aren't born from easy deaths. They're born from moments when someone decides, "I will stand," even if it costs everything.